Now I want to introduce the Minister of Health for the state of Kerala, K.K. Shailaja. Madam Shailaja, after your initial success, I mean Kerala was that sunshine state which was able to contain the virus, at least initially, especially because of its learning from Ebola. But Kerala is now witnessing a second wave, and a very strong one at that, as far as COVID cases are concerned. Ms. Shailaja, what happened?
Yes, we anticipated the second rise, but after the lifting of the lockdown, the system changed completely. I think Kerala is having one of the longest drawn epidemic in the world and in India also. The first case in Kerala occurred at January 30th, and that is the first part, that is in January. And from up to May 3rd, we have 499 cases, and in that 33% is locally transmitted, and we cured all except 3, and the mortality rate at that time is 0.5. And we anticipated a rise after the lifting of the lockdown because, as you know, the number of the expatriates is very high in Kerala, and 10 lakhs people returned to Kerala when the lockdown returned from other countries and also from other states of India. The other part also is the epidemic is rampant in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, etc. And the Keralites returned at that time from all parts, by air, by water, and by road and by railway. And we have very good system. Our strategy is the first one is to trace, quarantine, test, isolate, and treat. And the second is to break the chain, to contain the spreading of the virus. And the fourth one is reverse quarantine to protect the most vulnerable people from the virus. And we started the pre-preparedness for facing this new problem. But it was more, we cannot say more we expected, but it is more. And when the people came from outside, the positive cases increases, and also this kind of spreading also increased. Now, the one thing we should mention is that the clusters formed here and there, and we formed a cluster management strategy, and we are trying to contain these things inside the cluster. And we are locking down the cluster and also supplying the medical team and medicine, everything in that cluster. And we are trying to contain the spreading of the virus. And we can do that. Some of the clusters we contained successfully, but at that time another cluster is occurring in another part. That is why we are struggling, but we are doing, and our preparedness is also helping us this time also. We have more than 83,000 beds in government sector, and I think almost 65% is vacant this time also. And we have more than 2,883 ICUs in government sector. Out of that, 55% is vacant this time. And we are trying new methods also. We are treating the asymptomatic cases in home. Treating in home doesn't mean sending them home helplessly, but each and every primary health centers is in charge of that, and they should every day they should keep in contact with that person who is quarantined in home.
And, during this time, I could start an initiative first in Mumbai. I had never heard, living in Mumbai, I had never heard of Kasturba Gandhi Hospital. So initial days when I heard about it, then I thought that we should do something about it and give food to the doctors and all. And then I joined hands with the Taj Group of Hotels, and we initiated a lot of food for hospitals all across India. And then combined with the hotel and restaurant industry, started looking at providing food to migrant people all across. And my association with Akshay Patra over the years has helped me a lot. And Akshay Patra has continuously, though the schools have been closed, but Akshay Patra has been feeding people. And now we are close to about 8 crore people that have been fed during this time. And sitting at home, I think while people are only cooking at home, and in some sense, I would say that it's a good sign. Why? I would say because my belief is when people eat at home, then the chances are they would eat healthier than if they were to eat out. And I'm definitely talking of people in cities and towns and people who can afford eating out. So in some sense, not everything is bad. More people are cooking at home. More people are eating healthy food. And even if they cook something so-called junk food, when they cook at home, they make sure that it is healthier than what it normally would be.
Dr. Anjali, pleasure speaking with you. At this time of the pandemic, due to isolation, fear, a lot of mental health issues have been triggered, like depression, anxiety. As someone who suffered from anxiety myself, I understand that it's very difficult at first to ask for help. So what is your advice on how to tackle this and the stigma around mental health at a time like this?
So I'm very glad and thankful to NDTV to take up the topic of mental health, because I really believe that last 6 months have been about taking care of our physical health. But the next 6 months to a year, we must focus on our mental health. You know, as Mr. Bachchan himself has been talking about it, that, you know, the fear before getting COVID, okay, half our country has been through it. Then when you think you have COVID, people are so scared to even test because it's like a stigma getting COVID. The anxiety goes up, the depression goes up, the loneliness itself goes up. Now, just to quote some statistics, 1 out of every 7 Indians, even before the pandemic hit us, is supposed to be suffering from a diagnosable mental health condition. The stigma about taking help, सिर्फ पागल लोग साइकाइट्रिस्ट के पास जाते हैं, ये स्टिग्मा हमें दूर करना है. एंड ये जो एंजाइटी बढ़ गई है, जो डिप्रेशन बढ़ गया है, जो सुइसाइड अटेम्प्ट्स बढ़ गए हैं, एंड लेट मी टेल यू, कोई इससे नोबडी इज अवे फ्रॉम दिस. छोटे से बच्चे को भी साइकाइट्रिक प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है, तो बुजुर्ग को भी हो सकती है. सो आई जस्ट फील दैट वी नीड टू नाउ कम टुगेदर to wage this war for mental health, to create, to do away with the stigma. And just like the way we could eradicate polio, Mr. Bachchan के जो 2 शब्द हैं, 2 बूंद का जो है, I would want the same amount of energy to work towards mental health, because we cannot have so many suicides a day. इतने सारे हमारे जो youth हैं, we are losing them to suicide just because they are anxious. थोड़ी सी अगर उन्हें टाइम पे दवाई मिल जाए, थोड़ी सी psychiatric help मिल जाए, if we can say that it is smart to see psychiatrists, it is brave to see psychiatrists. You yourself have suffered from anxiety. You know how lonely you feel. And if someone tells you go meet a psychiatrist, there will be half a dozen people who say नहीं psychiatrist के पास आप मत जाओ, सिर्फ पागल लोग जाते हैं. It's high time we remove that stigma, because if we have positive mental health, we are all going to be able to see life beyond COVID. We are all going to be able to put our positive resources together and do well. So my suggestion would be that if we can all come together and say that yes, just as physically you can fall sick, same way, if mentally your hormones can go up and down, let's take help fast. Let's have mental health centers in every village of India. Let us reach out to them and say कि कोई बात नहीं, थोड़ी सी आपको दवाई की जरूरत है, ले लीजिए, आप ठीक हो जाएंगे. डरिए मत, आपको साइकाइट्रिस्ट नींद की दवाई नहीं देंगे, साइकाइट्रिस्ट आपको पकड़ पकड़ के शॉक नहीं लगाएंगे. We have lots of new medicines, we have lots of new techniques. So please take help for mental health. क्योंकि अगर आपका mental health स्वस्थ है, तो भारत स्वस्थ है.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
डॉक्टर छाबड़िया,
डॉक्टर छाबड़िया और संजीव कपूर, आप हाँ जी.
Ma'am, as you talk, I just want to let you know that I have recently also been involved in this side of the health process on mental health, and we've been doing a lot of work with institutions. One very powerful institution called Empower, and I've become a part of it, and very soon you shall be hearing more about what mental health means, what depression means, and particularly so during the time of COVID. I was just talking to everyone here. One of the things that happens during the process of being ill in hospital is that, as I said, human beings need to see another human being. And when they don't see another human being for a very long period of time, this is bringing on depression. We only see doctors in, white dresses. You can never be able to recognize their face, what kind of expression they have. Your own personal doctor is not next to you. He's on some screen far away. You're away from your family. There's nobody else. You're not allowed to go out, not allowed to meet anyone, not allowed to see anyone. These are causes for depression, and these are some of the things that need to be addressed. And very shortly,
doctors would be.
Absolutely, yes.
It's a huge, and I remember last time also we addressed the issue of, if you want to be swasth, then swasth, the mind also has to be swasth, and mental health is equally important. Thank you very much, Dr. Anjali Chhabria as well as Sanjeev Kapoor. और अब चलिए रुक करते हैं दिल्ली के तिहाड़ जेल का, जहां पर मेरी सहयोगी नीता शर्मा जुड़ गई हैं। तिहाड़ जेल में पैड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन हो रहा है, और उसके बारे में बात करने के लिए नीता शर्मा के पास चलते हैं। जी नीता, बताइए।
संकेत, कोविड टाइम्स ने हमें ये सिखा दिया है कि ना सिर्फ हैंड हाइजीन बल्कि पर्सनल हाइजीन भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, खासकर महिलाओं के लिए, खासकर उन दिनों के लिए जब वो इतनी दिक्कत में रहती हैं। तो ये जो मेरे आप पीछे देख रहे हैं, ये 50,000 के आसपास सैनिटरी पैड्स हैं जो सन फाउंडेशन जो है, यहाँ पे मैं तिहाड़ जेल में इस वक्त हूँ। ये जो है निर्मल छाया परिसर है जो जेल रोड में है हरिनगर में। यहाँ पे जो डेस्टिट्यूट विमेन हैं, जो मिसिंग विमेन हैं, जो अंडर ट्रायल विमेन हैं, वो यहाँ पे जो पैड्स हैं, सैनिटरी पैड्स हैं, वो बनाती हैं। ये फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट जो है वो स्लम ड्वेलर्स को दिया जाएगा। आपने कई कहानियाँ पढ़ी होंगी, अखबारों में पढ़ी होंगी, डिजिटल मीडिया में पढ़ी होगी, क्योंकि इकोनॉमिक स्लो डाउन इतना ज़्यादा हो गया है कि जो महिलाएं हैं अब सैनिटरी पैड छोड़ के फिर से क्लॉथ यानी कपड़े का इस्तेमाल कर रही हैं। तो ऐसे में ये जो सूर्य किरण के जो लोग हैं जो इससे जुड़े हुए हैं, ये एक पहल कर रहे हैं और फ्री जो ये सैनिटरी पैड्स हैं लोगों को डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किए जा रहे हैं। हमारे साथ यहाँ पर जो विक्रमजीत साहनी साहब भी हैं, जो इस सूर्य किरण के जो चेयरमैन हैं, ये बहुत सारी आंगनवाड़ी जो वर्कर्स हैं जो यहाँ पे इकट्ठा हुए हैं तिहाड़ जेल में, उन्हें ये जो पैड्स हैं वो ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं। तो साहनी साहब, आपको ये कैसे आपने ये शुरू किया, किस तरह से ये जो आपने पहले शुरू की?
आई थिंक जब 2014 में प्रणा रॉय जी और अमिताभ जी, आपको याद होगा जब पहली बार स्वच्छ बनेगा इंडिया एनडीटीवी पे प्रोग्राम आया, तो हमने सन फाउंडेशन की तरफ से प्रियंका चोपड़ा जी के साथ बॉम्बे में वी अडॉप्टेड 2 स्लम्स वर्सोवा, भगत सिंह छावल इन सेवानगर, और तब भी हम लाइव थे। और फिर ये कोई 8 साल पहले जब ये, क्योंकि स्वच्छ भारत ही स्वस्थ भारत हो सकता है, खास करके ये कोरोना के दौर में, और मैं समझता हूँ कि स्वच्छता और नारी का एक अटूट अंग है। घर की स्वच्छता से लेके अड़ोस पड़ोस की स्वच्छता से लेके ये स्वच्छता का जो बीड़ा है, पैगाम है, वो जो नारी शक्ति कर सकती है। तो जब हमें पता चला तिहाड़ जेल में एक वुमेन रिफॉर्म होम है, नारी निकेतन है, डे केयर यूनिट है फॉर डेस्टिट्यूट वुमेन, तो हमने यहाँ पे स्किल डेवलपमेंट के, जिसमें सबसे महत्वपूर्ण था क्योंकि स्वच्छता का और मेंस्ट्रुएशन का भी एक गहरा संबंध है। एंड एज यू नो, मेंस्ट्रुएशन इज़ अ बिग टैबू। लॉट ऑफ आवर डॉटर्स आर नॉट एबल टू कंप्लीट देयर एजुकेशन, डोंट गो टू स्कूल्स बिकॉज देयर इज़ थिंग्स इन रूरल एरियाज। तो हमने सोचा क्यों ना ये तिहाड़ जेल में जो इनमेट्स हैं, तकरीबन 500 के करीब, इन वेरियस वुमेन होम, डेस्टिट्यूट वुमेन, इनको हम एम्पावर करें। जहां हमने इनको स्टिचिंग, एम्ब्रॉयडरी, डाटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर सिखाया, वहीं सैनिटरी पैड की मशीन वी बॉट फ्रॉम फेमस अरुणाचलम मुरुगनाथन, जिस पे पैडमैन मूवी बनी, तो उनसे सारा इक्विपमेंट बना के हमने इसको इंस्टॉल किया और फिर उनको हमने एम्पावर किया। और आज 1 लाख से भी ज़्यादा सैनिटरी पैड्स हम आज स्वच्छता दिवस पे ये आंगनवाड़ी वर्कर्स को डोनेट कर रहे हैं। मेरे साथ आशा गांधी जी, मैडम रश्मि डायरेक्टर जी, और दुर्गा शक्ति जी हमारे, और मिसेस डेजी सानी, और सभी लोग यहाँ पे उपस्थित हैं।
मैम, आप इससे कैसे जुड़ी? या IAS ऑफिसर हैं जो कॉमर्स मिनिस्ट्री में है, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया में?
मुझे लगता है कि मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन से हम सभी को जोड़ना चाहिए. इट्स अ मेजर स्टेप टुवर्ड्स वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट. इनफैक्ट एक सिमिलर प्लान जैसे आज सानी साहब ने यहाँ मुझे दिखाया है, मैंने मथुरा में इसकी शुरुआत की थी. और मुझे लगता है कि ये हमारा मासिक धर्म है जिसको कई सदियों से एक बीमारी का नाम दिया जा रहा है. ये इनफैक्ट सबकी जिम्मेदारी है. सबको इनकरेज करें, सपोर्ट करें, बिकॉज मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन इज़ वेरी क्लोजली लिंक्ड टू एवरीबॉडीज़ गुड हेल्थ, नॉट दैट ऑफ अ वुमन ओनली. वो स्वस्थ रहेगी तो पूरा परिवार स्वस्थ रहेगा. और मैं अपने कॉम्प्लीमेंट्स एक्सटेंड करती हूँ सानी साहब को फॉर दिस प्रोग्राम टुडे.
तो यहाँ पे जो तिहाड़ जेल में कई सारी जो हैं ये आशा वर्कर्स भी हैं जो जिनको ये पैड्स दिए जाएंगे और ये फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट जो हैं आगे स्लम डॉलर्स को देंगे. संकेत.
नीता शर्मा, ये सारी जानकारी के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. और क्या गजब है, तिहाड़ जेल में अक्सर ये सब बहुत होता है, बड़ी बिजनेस एंटरप्राइज टाइप की चीज़ें बहुत होती हैं तिहाड़ जेल में. नीता, इस तमाम जानकारी के लिए बहुत धन्यवाद. अब रुक करते हैं मेघालय के मुख्यमंत्री की तरफ. कॉनराड सांगमा अब हमारे साथ जुड़ गए हैं. तो सांगमा, मेघालय हैज बीन प्रेज्ड बाय द WHO फॉर मैनेजिंग टू रियली कंट्रोल द नंबर ऑफ कोरोना केसेस. कैन यू टेल अस हाउ दिस वाज मैनेज्ड?
Well, first of all, I would like to say namaskar to Shri Amitabh Bachchan ji. Sir, I'm a big fan of yours, like everybody else. And just to tell you, I've seen Sholay film more than 300 times.
My God. Thank you so much, sir.
Coming to, it's an honor to be here and to be with you, sir. I think, yes, Meghalaya has, in fact, we when the situation came up, we had in fact taken steps quite, I think, a week or 2 weeks before the lockdown started in the country as a whole. And in that entire process, what was very important for us was to respond early. We also had a very strong movement at the community level. And I think the community participation was most probably the biggest strength for our state. Having said that, in a small state like us, we had over 10,000 community management teams in the state at different localities and different villages. And I think that played a very important role. We also ensured that a thorough process of checking, in terms of testing and the different kind of filtration processes, all those aspects were really looked into, and we really made sure that testing was done at a very aggressive level. And I think these initial steps in the beginning has helped us to really control things, and also the community participation was very important. But I think as we went along the way, the balance really and the options in front of us are limited. How long can we remain closed? How long can we continue like this? So I think at the end of the day, what is very important and is emerging for us in our state is the behavior change is going to be the key to everything. And I think that aspect also started very early in our state. So we ensured that wearing of masks, social distancing, and these kind of inherent behavioral change came into the people's mind. And I think a very important aspect also, which we put a lot of stress on, was that we asked people to think that they were positive, and how would they behave when in front of others if they were positive. So I think that aspect has helped also to put in a sense of responsibility among the people. So these were the few things, but I think the challenge is there for all. So it's not an easy situation for anyone. But I think with the help of the community and the officials, and especially the frontline workers, we have been able to at least contain the situation to some extent in our state.
So Conrad Sangma, thank you very much, and congratulations for what Meghalaya has been able to achieve. और अब आपको एक ऐसी लड़की के बारे में बताते हैं जो कि ज़्यादा प्रसिद्ध अपने नाम की वजह से नहीं है, लेकिन वो जो कैरेक्टर प्ले करती हैं सोशल मीडिया पर, उसके लिए वो ज़्यादा प्रसिद्ध हैं. तो अगर मैं आपको ये बोलूँगा कि सलोनी गौड़ के पास जा रहे हैं तो शायद आपको उतना नहीं समझ में आएगा. लेकिन अगर मैं आपको ये बताऊं कि नज़मा आपी हमारे साथ आ रही हैं तो आप तुरंत समझ जाएंगे कि मैं किसकी बात कर रहा हूं. तो आइए सुनते हैं नज़मा आपी का बनेगा स्वस्थ इंडिया पर क्या कहना है.
अरे गुड्डू तू हट जा कैमरे के आगे से. हाँ जा दूसरे वाले कमरे में टीवी पे जाके देख मुझे. हाँ अच्छी सी फोटो खींची टीवी की, व्हाट्सएप पे स्टेटस लगाऊंगी. साड़ी ठीक आ रही है? चल ठीक है. तो हेलो गाइस, आजकल के बच्चे भी कूल बनने के चक्कर में क्या क्या बुलवाते हैं. वैसे कूल तो आजकल सबसे ज्यादा वही है जो मास्क पहनता है और टाइम टू टाइम हाथ धोता है. आजकल तो ऐसे भी लोग हैं जो मास्क उतार के बात करते हैं. अरे ये कोई बात है, मास्क से आवाज थोड़ी रुक जाती है, सुनाई तो हमें सब कुछ देता है। ये हमारे पड़ोस में रहती है सुषमा, मैं पहले उसके घर पे खूब गॉसिप देने जाती थी उसे, अब नहीं जाती। अरे मास्क ठीक से नहीं लगाती थी, खुद भी बीमार पड़ेगी, मुझे बीमार पड़वाएगी। अरे हमसे कुछ सीखो। जब तक नरेंद्र भाई साहब ने कही थी कि मास्क लगाना और हाथ धोने, मैंने इनकी सूती शर्ट से सबके लिए मास्क सिल दी घर में। टाइम थोड़ी लगता है, और हाथ तो हम इतनी बार धोते हैं कि हफ्ते में हमारी एक सीसी खाली हो जाती है हैंड वॉश की। अरे हाथ धोना, मास्क लगाना, साफ सफाई रखना, इसमें तो हमारा ही फायदा है। मम्मी, हाँ गुड्डो, क्या टीवी नहीं चला? आए हाय, हद है तुझसे भी।
He is the Director, External Affairs and Partnerships, RB. Ashokji, let me come to you here first and ask you, could you tell us that how has this pandemic been, being the most vulnerable, how is, actually we've somewhere really forgotten the marginalized community. Tell us about how has this pandemic been, what are the challenges you've seen during this pandemic?
First of all, let me tell you that who we talk as key population are the populations who are the most marginalized in the sense they are unwanted in society. They are harassed. There is sexual violence. There is a lot of stigma and discrimination against them. And the very fact that they have been targeted for the main issues of HIV by the government of India under the National AIDS Control Program shows that they were chosen as vulnerable populations because of certain indicators which I have mentioned to you. And that's the reason after, when COVID hit the ground, we could see that. We could see, for example, on the streets, police were beating up hijras not to be there. And that is the only place they can earn a living. For example, badhai, begging at street corners, or sex work in the evening. It's either women in sex work, street workers, or hijras, or what are called kotis, who were actually at the receiving end of the violence by the police, by the people. They didn't want them anywhere near them. So where do they go? You can't, you have to, they are human beings. They need support. They are vulnerable. The government of India owes them, as citizens of this country, owes them at least a living or a sustainable sort of life. Food, drink. When I say drink, means water, because even water today in big cities like Bombay is not easy straight from the tap. So how do you reach out to them? What are the things like, if you say all the time that you have to use sanitizers, you have to wash your hands, where is the water? I will tell you further down how I've tried, not as the founder of Humsafar, because I no more am in Humsafar, but as a person from the LGBT community, how I've tried in my own small way. But at the moment, I want to tell you that the situation is grievous. People are not only begging, they'll do anything. Forget about the vulnerability to HIV. They'll do anything to get a morsel of food. And I'm very proud that we ourselves have got together to reach out to our people, because we haven't got really any government help. Whatever help you have is a pittance as far as I'm concerned. Thank you.
I'd like to ask the next question to Lakshmi ji. The trans community is one such section of society that has been hit extremely hard by the COVID-19 crisis, and it's staring at everyone at this most difficult times. Lakshmi ji, what are the needs of the community at this point in time? क्या ज़रूरतें हैं आपकी जो community है इन पीड़ा की घड़ियों में?
Jai Shri Mahakal, it is really an honor to share a stage with you, sir. And I have been a very big fan of yours since my childhood.
Thank you, ma'am.
And to address the issue, the issue in itself is it's a big plethora of canvas where when you paint the shades of rainbow, which is the umbrella, which is the flag of the sexual minority or LGBTIQ, the transgender gets hit so much because we are the only sexual minority which is visible. And visibility puts you a layer of stigma and discrimination continuously. And with COVID-19, what happened, I always said that we may not die of COVID, but we may die of hunger. The issue at present, which is really relevant for the community, is housing, that is shelter, and food, and access to quality health. The issue is that even if only one state, which is Manipur, has a separate COVID, and few other states have gone in assigning few beds in hospitals, but the problem where a community doesn't has food to eat. When you talk even about HIV, the most high-risk community is transgender community. And what Ashok also said, sir, that today the community is ready to do anything. हमारी जिंदगी कैसे बसर होती है, चाहे वो बधाई हो, चाहे वो बस्ती हो, बस्ती मतलब बेगिंग हो, स्ट्रीट्स पे सिग्नल्स पे लोग खड़े होते या अपने बदन बेचने पे मजबूर करते. तो आई ऑलवेज से द सेक्स वर्क ऑफ ट्रांसजेंडर कम्युनिटी इज सोसाइटी पुश्ड. You know, the society is the stakeholder where society didn't accept us. Today, of course, I'm Acharya Mahamandaleshwar in Kinnar Akhada and we are leading a different life. But everybody and our parents never gave us up. But today also, when you think about survival, बहुत कम ratio है after 2014 NALSA judgment and government is doing its best. 5,000 लोगों को उन्होंने 1500 Ministry of Social Justice ने दिया. But that was not enough. Today, what we did when COVID came, after 1 month, I decided that we would collaborate. So I collaborated with Donate Cart and many other NGOs, whether it was Namodaya, whether it was Kinnir Services totally, which I am running with help of Manish Jain and my entire team, Aryan Pasha and all, you know, this whole thing. And transgender, एक जगह ये आ जाता है कि सिर्फ ये ट्रांस वुमेन, वो लोग और भी हिट हुए हैं जिनकी जिंदगी जो फीमेल से मेल होते हैं, ट्रांस मैन जो फीमेल से मेल होते हैं इस पुरुष प्रधान समाज में, उनका इतना शोषण हो जाता है कि उनके पास रहने के लिए जगह नहीं होती. वो लोग ऑनर किलिंग में कभी मारे जाते हैं, कभी उन व्यक्तियों को ट्रांस मैन, जिन्हें ट्रांस मैन कहते हैं, फीमेल से मेल में एम्फसाइज कर रही हूं क्योंकि ये जो सेक्शन है इसके बारे में नॉर्मली वी बिकम एन ब्लाइंड आई. Because somewhere the patriarchy obviously runs down the veins of everyone over here. And people are not ready. These children, these trans men are raped by family members. They are thrown out of the house or they are killed because they are being taught by their family that you are not male, you are female. To teach them, उनके ऊपर बलात्कार होता है. और ट्रांस वुमेन जो हिजड़ा कम्युनिटी है, किन्नर कम्युनिटी है, जोगती है, जोगप्पास है, इनकी तो व्यथा इतनी, मतलब जब ये कोविड हुआ था, more than 55,000 kids we have as far as northeast, whether west, north, south, central India, we were able to, whether it was as I said, I got up many other platforms and our donors were there to help me. But when you talk about government, there were very few government. कभी-कभी सेंटर में बहुत सारी बातें हो जाती हैं, पर वो नीचे तक आने में बहुत समय लग जाता है. तभी बहुत लोग ऐसे भी मैंने देखा और ऐसे लोगों ने हेल्प भी करने आए जो 10 दिन तक सिर्फ पानी पी के अपनी जिंदगी अपने आप को इस कोविड में. दैट्स व्हाई वी स्टार्टेड दिस होल कैंपेन, द फॉरगॉटन फैमिलीज. वी आर दोज इंडिविजुअल. मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ, अब द समाज के लिए आई बिकम लाइक अ ट्रांसपेरेंट ऑब्जेक्ट. पीपल कैन सी थ्रू मी. People can see through me, but I deny to be so.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Lakshmi ji and Ashok ji, telling us the challenges. But Ravi, this is where I would like to come to you. I think it's, somewhere the awareness is not there. We need to sensitize people about this. In fact, RB aims to reach out to over 1 million LGBTQ population in 23 states in the next 3 years. How do you plan to do this?
Very interesting question, Ambika. I must say, when I was designing, when I was thinking about this whole program, I took a lot of inspiration from Ashok, from Lakshmi and many others I have worked with. And this whole conversation goes back to my earlier avatars in my career, when I was the one who actually helped setting up more than 35 community-based organizations of transgenders, of LGBTQIQ plus populations, where the main work was HIV testing, hepatitis B and C and PrEP work with them. Now, in the year 2020, year 2021, what we plan to do is to reach out to 100 plus community-based organizations across India. We have put a dedicated team who is working ethnographically on the needs of the communities. We have also been helping those, like Lakshmi has very rightly pointed out actually just now, about the food. We have met more than 800 people who were actually foodless from last 10 days or 15 days on an average, and they were just surviving on water. So I was doing a question answer session with Lakshmi. Lakshmi, if you would have been in my place, what you would have been doing? She told me one thing, like, Ravi, food security is first thing, like, you guys should work on. It should not happen like anyone sleeps hungry. So we took that inspiration and we started working on that. Along with that, we also saw like there are a lot of challenges, like, majburi itni zyada hai ki ab body ko bechne ka bhi situation aa jata hai. So therefore the risk level increases many folds. So now the STI clinics are closed or semi-operational. Your HIV treatment is, you're not getting that treatment if you are infected. So how to do the self-risk assessment? So we are going to a module now where people can do, like, you have the Arogya Setu app, you can do your self-risk assessment. In the same way, self-risk assessment can be done on your phone by looking into the 10 questions, and then you can seek the help in the network. So we have mapped the services, we have mapped the private providers, public providers, and the work is basically largely to strengthen these communities because the vulnerability is at the, is at the peak. We have also seen like trans kids, very small kids, who are either double orphan, maternal orphan, paternal orphan, and now when this migration was happening, no one was there to take care of them because they are from the LGBTQ plus population groups, and they are on the red light signals, were asking for alums for the day. No one is there because it's lockdown, so where to go? So in my personal capacity also, I have worked a lot during this COVID time. And I'm very proud to say, like, at least 200 kids I have taken care of myself in this period, especially from this community. It's not because they were needing me, it's more because, like, I saw like there is no other place for them to go. So I reached out to the shelter homes, I reached out to the other places where kids are can be placed, but everything was closed. So from where to give the food, water, shelter? So provisionally, schools, I made some schools open, and in those schools, these all kids were actually put. And I made the provisions by the community kitchens, and local women were actually preparing the food for them. And till now, like in many places, like these kids are staying. We are actually hoping like soon this all, situations, we overcome this and they get their families and the foster parents with whomsoever they were working. So some of the foster parents have moved to UP back home, some in Chennai, some somewhere else, and now the kids are just left. So that's as much as there is a need for the elderly, for the kids also, from this community, there is a lot which needs to be done.
Mr. Ashok, do you think that there is a danger of the pandemic increasing the HIV prevalence rate in key populations in the country?
Absolutely. What Lakshmi said and what we have observed, for example, the Humsafar Trust, or Lakshmi herself, the vulnerability, the fact that you have to sell your body just to get a morsel of food, or even most probably a cup of tea in the morning just to, refresh yourself. If you have to sell yourself, you're making yourself vulnerable, If you have to have sex in the streets without access to condoms or anything like that, you're making yourself vulnerable. And therefore, you're sort of allowing HIV to get into the community in more ways than one. And that is happening also to a large extent. What we are finding is that there is definitely a slight spike in HIV prevalence among the MSM, men having sex with men, among hijras, and among female sex workers.
Another success, which is much more even important, is that 2 days ago, the Supreme Court has made a decision under the push of the community to say sex workers have to get access to food without any kind of identification or any kind of, administrative rules and regulations. Those are key points which we have really to take on. And to see how better we can organize ourselves as a society to really fight together and making sure that the people who are affected already, who are marginalized already, who are excluded already, are really included if we want to achieve a public health. If you don't take care of them, they will take care of you, as generally we say. And that is really important to really keep in mind. And the UN is working together at the UNH level. We have asked all our co-sponsors to use up to 50% of our resources to really work with the key population, children living with HIV/AIDS, people living with HIV/AIDS, and I have to really thank RB for this great contribution which they have made to really make sure that at least soap is made available to our people living with HIV/AIDS and our key population so that they can protect themselves. Those are things which we have to multiply. Those are things which we have to continue. The private sector can play an important role into this, and they can continue. And we are really working with our communities. And this afternoon, we will have the honor to launch actually one of the national event, which is with Hamsafar Trust, to really see how better we can really take care of the mental health and HIV and COVID issues among the key populations, and really to see how better we can make sure that people will understand where to go, when they need to go, and how to really expect services. Also, I want to congratulate NACO, but also the community, by really pushing as much as possible to make services available to people, specifically the treatment for antiretroviral drugs. They have been able really to move to the multi-month dispensing, which has really helped us a lot. And the community has really said we take on ourselves to really help bring the drugs at the doorsteps of our peers. And that has been really a very big success. For example, in Gujarat, to reach out to almost 70,000 people living with HIV/AIDS with that kind of services. Those are good things which came. And now also in the area of drug users, we have moved actually to get the take-home doses approach, which has been, there was a lot of doubt about it, but today it has become a reality. So, meaning simply that through this process, we have been able to unite ourselves. We have to continue to do more, that is sure. But we really have been able to unite ourselves to see how better we can really answer to the needs of the people. You don't take care of those needs, of course, as our colleagues in the headquarters will say, we will not protect the gain against HIV if we don't really protect our people as much as possible as we are moving forward. And I want to thank also the Minister of Social Justice and Empowerment for all the support they have been providing to the transgender population. We need more. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Bilali. Lakshmi ji, I had a question for you. Based on what you had elucidated on, elaborated on the financial difficulties, as well as Mr. Ashok talking about the lack of support systems due to isolation. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the mental health situations and problems that arise due to isolation, lack of housing and support systems like you mentioned? Could you please elaborate on that?
See, Shruti, as it is, there are many aspects. Just imagine that you don't have your own house. You have to pay rent every month. You don't have food in your house. You cannot go out. These things push you to a different strata of emotional breakdown. Then you become suicidal. For trans women, this becomes an issue. For trans men, it becomes, of course, they don't have shelter. They have so much. And if they are with the family, there is a different thing. And if they don't get the hormones, testosterone, and if they start menstrual, and that becomes suicidal themselves, they emotionally, they go haywire. So for them, I had in Delhi state, when there were around 100, 200 trans men people, and some of them required ki Lakshmi Ma, can you guess us testosterone? That is one of the hormones which we trans men use, and it is very necessary. So, of course, that kind of money also I didn't have. Then I asked help of Apollo, and people really helped me to help others. And I was lucky enough to be the face of that whole system. And when we gave that for simple 251 or something, 275 rupees, in 15 days or 21 days, people have to take hormones. That is also, otherwise, if you don't take, you go to suicidal. And from every space, suddenly the lockdown comes on you. And suddenly you don't have, and first of all, what happened for the transgender community, you would have seen on social media and everywhere, many transgender people donated many things to the very poor. They stood and they donated rations and all that. And after, they thought for 1 month, there is a lockdown. हम तो कमा लेंगे और जी लेंगे, ये सोचा था दिमाग में कि जिंदगी तो चलती रहेगी, हमारी जो सेविंग्स है हम गरीबों को बांट देंगे, जो बधाई बस्ती वाले या सेक्स वर्कर सब लोगों ने किया. पर जब 1 महीने से ज्यादा हो गया, देन पीपल बोले कि अब हमारे पास भी खत्म हो गया और जो सेविंग्स थी वो भी चली गई. तो वो कहते ना, धोबी का कुत्ता ना घर का ना घाट का, ऐसे हालत हो गई. तो इसमें तो कितने जन मरे हैं. there is not a proper count of people who have died, people who were really helpless. Of course, with the trans women, there is a community sense. हिजड़ा culture है, किन्नरों का culture है, जोगता का culture है. पर जब घर में खाना रहेगा तभी तो वो family sense भी बरकरार रहेगी. नहीं तो टूटने के लिए तो एक ठोकर ही काफी है. और जो समाज से ठुकराए हुए हम पहले से ही थे. मैंने इस मूवमेंट पे तो ऐसे ऐसे वक्त देखा कि कोविड होने के बाद जब डॉक्टर की सख्त जरूरत थी तब भी उन्हें घर पे रखा गया. उन्हें एक्सेस ही नहीं मिला हेल्थ के लिए कि दवाइयां क्या खाएं कि क्या नहीं खाएं. तो वी हैड टू डू सम, वो व्हाट्सएप पे कर लिया, जूम पे कर लिया, ऐसे ऐसे कर करके हम आगे बढ़े हैं. बट द मेंटल हेल्थ इशू, I always say that in public health sector also in this country there is a maternity ward, but there is no mental health का कोई ward नहीं है पूरे. और तो हमारा तो बहुत, जब औरतों के लिए नहीं है तो हमारी तो बहुत दूर की बात है.
नहीं लक्ष्मी जी, आपने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स आप आप सामने लेके आए. आपने बताया क्या चैलेंजेस हैं. आई थिंक इट्स अबाउट सेंसिटाइजिंग, अवेयरनेस करना. अशोक जी, Lakshmi ji and Dr. Bilali, thank you so much for joining us. In India, if you're not heterosexual, there is a massive social stigma, and that's what we were talking about right now. It is here that with the family needs to support, they need to, help their children if they get to know about it. I think talking to your children is also very important.